Battle Through the Heavens. Chapter 209. The Arrival of Queen Medusa and the Human Experts. The desert's suffocating hunt seeps into the hall, weighing heavy on Yumi's lungs as she endures the silence. She rubs her aching brow, grounding her breath, until a black shadow severs the dim light. The stillness shatters as the figure skids to a stop, the air tightening with the friction of the dunes and the pressure of an unseen threat.
Inside the luxurious and spacious main hall, a beautiful figure was leaning tiredly against a chair. Her gaze occasionally scanned the purple crystal throne on the platform. She could not help but shake her head helplessly. Her hand rubbed her bright forehead. A hint of joy suddenly appeared on the woman's face. She raised her head to look outside the hall. A black shadow shot in as fast as lightning.
Finally arrived.
Watching the black shadow enter the hall, the woman could not help but breathe a sigh of relief.
UMI, what on earth happened? You actually issued 3 consecutive martial law orders? Are those humans very strong?
The person who entered the hall was clearly a male snake man. The man's physique was somewhat sturdy. A set of simple, casual clothes was wrapped around his body. On both his arms, strange black tattoos were drawn. Where the tattoos reached the hands, 2 ferocious black snake heads were revealed. The snake heads were tilted upward, looking like they could break out of the body at any moment, faintly revealing a fierce aura. Glancing at this male snake man, who held a status equal to her own in the tribe, Yue Mei let out a soft sigh. She stood up slightly. Her plump figure immediately revealed an attractive silhouette. She said tiredly,
Very strong. I encountered them last night. I fled for my life. Well, they should be arriving in the area around the temple by now.
Oh, do you know their exact strength?
Hearing this, the male snake man's pupils shrank slightly. He walked into the hall and sat down at the wide table in front of him. In his voice, a coldness that was hard to hide was revealed.
1 Dao Wang, 3 Dao Wangs, 4 Dao Lings.
Yuemi pursed her seductive red lips and said softly,
Mo Ba Si, it seems this time there is a bit of trouble.
Those people, why did they suddenly gather so many experts?
With a solemn expression, the male snake man known as Mo Ba Si said. He asked in a deep voice,
Have you reported to Her Majesty the Queen? What did she say?
Reported, but Her Majesty the Queen seems very calm. She only had me send out the information to call those people over.
Yuemi nodded and said helplessly,
Those people suddenly came to the desert. They must have their own purpose, right?
Last night, I fought with them for a while. Hearing their meaning, it seems they want to find Her Majesty the Queen.
Yuemi's finger held a strand of black hair, playing with it as she spoke with some interest.
Find Her Majesty the Queen?
Hearing this, Mo Ba Si was a bit surprised. Weren't those strong humans usually the ones most afraid of Her Majesty? Why now?
I also don't know what they actually want to do. Before, they couldn't even hide fast enough. Now they're rushing to get here. Their heads must have been caught in a door, right?
Yue Mo, I said in a low tone of ridicule. Frowning, Mo Ba Si suddenly stood up and said,
I want to see Her Majesty. I feel we should make things clear.
Don't go. Her Majesty won't see anyone right now. Earlier, she wouldn't even see me. All words were conveyed by the captain of the Medusa Snake Guard, Hua Shir.
Umi curled her lip and pulled her soft, boneless body back into the chair, like a lazy, beautiful snake.
Her Majesty hasn't appeared?
How is this possible? This is not like her previous style of doing things.
Mo Ba Si frowned and said with some doubt.
I'll go try.
Seeing that Mo Ba Si didn't believe her, Yuan Mai gave a casual hum. Just as she was about to close her eyes, her face suddenly changed. Her body abruptly sat up from the chair. Her long, cold eyes looked at the sky outside the hole. She said coldly,
They're here.
At the moment Yue Mai sensed several auras suddenly appearing outside the city, Mo Ba Si also had the same sensation. His face immediately darkened. He and Yue Mai looked at each other, and then the two of them instantly appeared outside the hall. Their bodies rapidly ascended into the air. After a moment, they arrived on the city wall, which had already entered a state of martial law. At this time, in the high sky several hundred meters outside the city wall, a giant magical beast floated in midair. Several figures were also floating not far in front of the magical beast, and those several terrifying auras were precisely emitted from the bodies of these few people. The figures walked through the air toward the city at a moderate pace. A moment later, they stopped just outside the attack range of the javelin soldiers on the city wall. Watching the group of people stop outside the attack range, two figures slowly rose from the city wall. Mo Ba Si let out a cold shout containing a bit of chill that lingered in the sky.
Humans, why have you intruded into our tribe's territory without permission? If you do not want to start a war between the Snake Person tribe and the Jiama Empire, I advise you to go back to where you came from.
Ha ha, this must be Chief Mo Ba Sai of the Mo Snake Tribe.
Far away among the people in midair, a middle-aged man with extraordinary temperament slowly walked out and said with a smile,
Who are you?
Slightly fluttering the energy wings behind his back, Mo Ba Si's cold eyes scanned the middle-aged man, and he said with a cold laugh.
Ha ha, this one is G.U.
Ignoring Mo Ba Si's gaze, the middle-aged man smiled and said softly,
G.U. Hey. As expected, it's him.
Hearing the clear voice from above, Xiao Yan, who had hidden himself in a crevice of a rock, let out a long sigh. His eyes peeked forward, looking at the middle-aged man who, even when facing the enemy's thousands of troops, still spoke naturally. He shook his head slightly, having to admit that this guy had a certain expert demeanor and pride that even Xiao Yan had to acknowledge.
Ha ha, the two chiefs, coming to your noble tribe so abruptly. It is just that there is a matter to discuss with Queen Medusa. I wonder if Her Majesty could appear for a moment?
I, he said with a polite smile.
Meet Her Majesty? Sorry, this request we cannot convey for you.
Shaking his head, Mo Ba Si opened his mouth to refuse without hesitation. Blinking his eyelids, he said indifferently,
Gu Yu, you should take your people and leave this place early. The people of our 8 great tribes are already heading toward the temple. You should know how much some of them hate humans. Therefore, at that time, I'm afraid even if you want to run, there will be no chance.
Hee, old he. This personality of yours has always been like this. Why talk nonsense with them? Just directly smash the city first. Let's see if that woman is willing to come out or not.
Yan Shi, who was standing on one side, heard Mo Ba Si's words and couldn't help but take a step forward, laughing loudly in ridicule.
I was wondering who it was. It turns out to be you, that stupid lion with a head full of muscle.
Mo Ba Si's cold eyes glanced over Yan Shi, and he said with a cold laugh. Looking at his expression, it seemed he recognized Yan Shi.
Hee, you black slimy snake. You don't seem to be doing much better, do you? If you hadn't run fast back then, the chief of your Mo snake tribe would have changed already.
Yan Shi grinned and laughed loudly.
I don't know how much you've improved after all these years.
You can come and try.
Mo Basi's pupils became sharp, flashing with a bit of cold light, as he said calmly.
All right, old Shi, stop bickering with them.
Seeing these two enemies' eyes turn red upon meeting, Yu Hei shook his head helplessly. He waved his hand to stop Yan Shi from cursing back and forth. His gaze scanned the city. He took a light breath and suddenly let out a loud shout carrying Dou Qi that spread throughout the entire city without ceasing.
Queen Medusa, Her Majesty, this one is Ji Yu of the Jia Ma Empire. Coming here is not to start a war with your noble tribe. It is just to discuss a matter with you. I hope you can appear for a moment.
Looking at Gi Yuhei's movement, Yu Mai and Mu Basi on the city wall both frowned slightly. However, they did not speak to stop him. In this situation, it was indeed better for Her Majesty to appear. Given her strength, if the opponent really wanted to make a move, there would only be a miserable end. The shout did not cease, echoing within the city. After a long while, it slowly stopped. Following the stop of the shout, there was a silence both inside and outside the city wall. After a while, there was still no reaction. Seeing this situation, Gi Yuhei's brows also furrowed. But just as he was about to shout again, in the sky above the city, space suddenly twisted strangely. Looking at this scene, Yu He and the others were slightly startled. Except for the silent black-robed person, they all took a small step back. Then they looked solemnly at that twisted space. In the sky, the setting sun of the evening shone down, illuminating the twisted spot. An instant later, a beautiful body with graceful curves slowly appeared in the eyes of countless people. The beautiful woman appeared abruptly. She was wearing a loose purple brocade robe. The soft body under the brocade robe was plump and exquisite, mature like a honey peach, exuding a subtle charm. A head of 3,000 strands of hair fell casually from her shoulders. Her waist was slender and straight, and below the brocade robe, a section of a purple snake tail was revealed. The snake tail swayed slightly, a kind of beautiful wild temptation that made people feel somewhat hot for no reason. Xiao Yan's gaze swept over that nearly perfect body. Finally, it stopped on that beautiful face. Immediately, his heart trembled violently. Seeing this woman with his own eyes, Xiao Yan finally understood a bit why many people near the desert said Queen Medusa's beauty was enough to match her fierce reputation. For this kind of woman, it seemed there were only two words to describe her: exquisite beauty. However, beneath that exquisite beauty, there was also the grace and nobility of a queen. This charming temperament made Xiao Yan suddenly remember that beautiful woman who dared to fight with the amethyst-winged Lion King. On their bodies, there was the graceful temperament of those in high positions. Comparing her to Yue Mai, who gave Xiao Yan a feeling of being stunning, she inevitably paled by several degrees.
Her Majesty!
After the appearance of the exquisite beauty, a dense crowd of snake people immediately knelt down on and below the city wall. Their voices, filled with respect, broke through the sky. Watching Queen Medusa appear in the sky, Mo Basi, who had that cold face, had a hint of intoxication and deep-seated admiration flash through his eyes.
Is she the Queen Medusa, whose fierce reputation almost terrifies several large and small empires around the desert?
Looking at the purple-robed beauty with heart-moving beauty in the sky, Xiao Yang took a light breath and murmured in a low voice.